Spring was moving in the air above and in the earth below and all around him, penetrating even his dark and lowly little house with its spirit of divine discontent and longing. This is one of my favourite quotes from The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame, and it seems very apt at the moment as we try to bring the chateau out of the darkness of winter and warm it back up again ready for the summer. This section of the panelling has this nice finished edge, and I tried to recreate it over there to sort of mixed success. When I say over there, to mixed success, it looks absolutely fine, and generally speaking it can't be seen. But over here, this is right next to the toilet, and this will be seen as it, and I've got to do two edges of it. So I thought I was going to be using the same edging strip as I used before, but I think I found a slightly more elegant solution this time. This is an old part of the structure that went around the bath, and as we can see here, it does appear to have the right finish to it. So what my plan is, I'm going to chop along this edge here with my lovely table saw, and then I'll just have an edging strip that I can put straight on. I'm quite pleased I found that before I threw this away. So now I have two bits that when stuck on and shaped properly should more or less blend in absolutely perfectly. Oops. Good start. It's not quite going in here to the wall, so it's couple of millimeters sticking out, so I'm going to see if there's a reason for it. Now I know it's not that, because that just pushes in. Could it be this bit of wall there? I know what it is. No, it's the wall. Comes out like that and goes back in, so there's a high point there. So and that was that problem solved. To finish this section, I needed to give the skirting a finished edge, and here it is. A couple of mitered 45-degree cuts and the job was finished. Just needs to be primed and painted, and the edging of the panelling done, and then that's this little corner finished. Oh, and I can't wait. Although we have run out of paint, which makes it a little bit tricky to finish. Of course, over here, lest I forget, I've got to do some more boxing in. And maybe I'll try and make it look a little bit like mini panelling, but oops, sorry, I'm pointing it in the wrong direction. So down here, I'm going to be boxing in, so just above there it'll be like a shelf, and then flat at the front, and yeah, maybe I'll make it look a little bit like the panelling. We shall see. Working in your slippers again?
Absolutely, these are my work slippers. You look like you're wearing your work slippers.
Yes, but the camera can't see that.
Well, so that's a safe end. And then I've got this end, thank you.
So that's the way up it wants to go. I handed it to you.
Yeah.
Do you need to do the other side of it?
I do.
Do you want me to pass it back?
I think I can do it. bit at arm's length, full stretch. Okay. I might need you to just touch it right into the corner. Oh, we're very close to that corner. Very close. So I just need to wipe off the glue that I've spread around.
Jane is getting the Jane's getting the coving up quite nicely, but she's run into a problem in the corner behind me. There is, I don't think it's boxing. I think it's just like a big chunk of wood going up the wall, and I'm not sure what its purpose is, but I'm about to cut it out just for no good reason. So I'll leave it there. But we've got a box, we've got a cove around it, and so I've mocked up the angle that I've got to do, which is all a bit awkward, but it fits. So I'm now going to translate it onto this full bit and then cut it out. Hopefully that is now the perfect fit.
Definitely is more glue better. Okay. So I just need to wipe off the excess glue.
Welcome to Jane's Find of the Day with Jane.
Hello and welcome to this week's Find of the Day at Chateau de Pican. Today I'm talking about this picture. I'm assuming it's a lithograph, but I couldn't swear to it. The artist is Graciela Rodo Boulanger. She was born in 1935 and she's still alive, so she's 90 years old. In 1961 she moved to Paris, where she started making lithographs. As a young woman or a young girl, she'd been an outstanding pianist as well as an artist, but she decided that painting was going to be her primary métier, as they say in France, profession. And so this is one of hers. It's called De Branche en Branche, from branch to branch. She made a study of children. She was very captivated by children and is well known for her stylized pictures of children. In 1979, UNESCO chose her as their artist for the International Year of the Child. So that's what she's known for. And I think this is a very charming picture. I think the children are intriguing and I think the colours are nice. I like the texture of the background. I like the way it's been printed. It's not something I would have picked up, but I'm very glad to have it.
So I'm back in the pit of despair under the secret bathroom, and I'm changing the waste pipe for the basins, which used to go along here, along there, and down to a waste pipe downstairs. But I want to change that so it goes into the new into the stack that the toilet and the bath and now the basin and the shower will join into as well. Oh, but I've been in here for about half the day and it's just a nightmare. The space is so small. There's my hand for comparison. It's crawl space. That's literally all it is. I can't sit up properly. And I keep having problem after problem, which is always the way in the chateau. But I'm trying to get to there from over there. And I've got lots of pipes and things in the way, but we'll get there. Hopefully it will be done soon, and then I'll never have to worry about it again.
They would prove to be famous last words. I did indeed have to worry about it again. As we went out to walk the dogs, we noticed a puddle by the front door that seemed out of place. When we returned, I filled and emptied the bath in the secret bathroom, only to find this. The pressure build-up of the water had completely lifted a patio stone, and God knows what was pouring out. We didn't even know there was a drain there.
Well, that is a problem. That is bath water, and potentially toilet water. And now dogs in it. Tiger Lily! Tiger Lily! Right, so that needs to come up, and we've got a huge problem.
We won't show you what lurked beneath, but rest assured I needed a long stick to poke it. As I chopped the limbs off some bamboo, the French Air Force were performing a training exercise overhead. With my bamboo poking stick completed, I poked it around the trouble zone. It was disgusting, and I snapped my stick.
Well, I've done a lot of hosing down, and I've cleared the area, and I've cleared the blockage. And everything is flowing perfectly again, which is a really good thing. But I'm not sure that smell will ever leave me.
The moment that perhaps none of you have been waiting for.
Having known nothing about this artist, I didn't know what to expect in terms of its value. It's not signed, and it is a print of some kind. On Amazon, you could buy a print for, let's say, $20, something like that. But I have seen the same type of framing described as a professionally framed print, exactly the same, so this image, for $800, which is quite surprising. And I've also seen an auction where the guide price for a lithograph, again not signed, that I could obviously see, was between $800 and $1,200. So this is a very well regarded artist. I think it's a very fine rendering of her work, so I guess it would fall into that category, but I don't know. I don't have the expertise to make that judgment. But in principle, it's worth a fair amount, and even if it isn't, it's by a very noteworthy artist. So there we go.
So I'm getting into the finishing stages of the woodwork that needs to be done in the secret bathroom, and this bit of wood is going to fit nicely behind the toilet cistern, so it bridges the gap between the cistern and the wall where the panelling has forced the toilet away from the wall. So this bit will slide down the back, and that will hold it all nice and rigid, and that'll finish that job. So instead of putting screws in through the screw holes there, all I've done is put a few blobs of silicone sealant behind it, and that will do the same job really. And if it ever needs to come out, just put a sharp blade down the edge and I can cut it through. And often if you put screws in there, they often end up going rusty unless you've got the right kind of screws, etc, etc. So I'm quite happy with that. That is job finished. Jane may paint that white or whatever colour. If she wants to go the same colour as the panelling, she can, but it's not going to be seen once the lid's on. For a while now, whenever we put the fans on in the car, it's been driving me mad because there's just a clicking noise. I thought, well, there's a leaf in there or something. And so I finally have had enough. And so I went digging and I found a way to get in and found where the filter is. And I managed to get the cover off, pull the filter out, and it was covered in leaves. Leaves all over. I thought, brilliant. I found the problem. So I got that out. I thought, I'll just test it before I put it all back together. Turned it back on. Exactly the same problem. And so I went digging a bit further. This time I put my arm right inside and I found the fan. And I also found all these lumps, hard lumps. So I grabbed hold of them, pulled them all out. And
it turns out, I think some sort of rodent or squirrel or God knows what's been living. I don't even know how it got in there, but it's been living in there because there are all these kernels of, I don't know, fruit, seeds, nuts, or what, and with the end bitten off. And there was loads of them in there. Thankfully, I didn't find a chopped up corpse of some sort of rodent, but problem solved. But why on earth was there a rodent living in the car? Well, we haven't had this in a while. Harry's escaped and he's come to find pastures new, and who can blame him? Because this is luscious grass and he's not been allowed on it. But here he is. The lawnmower. Hello, Harry. What are you up to? When you come to burp in my face. Good boy. And now he's back in having a roll. Hello, Penny. Do you approve? Well, I think you'd like the grass over there as well. So this is my mean green vegetation mulching machine. I've been tinkering with it, so I've set it up. I had to carefully set the blade up so as not to cause blockages or damage, and I filled it up with liquids. Hopefully the liquids are all in the right place. So now what's left is to test it, see if the engine works, and then shove some things in it. So here we go. So we are on, and fuel on, and they are in the right place. Oh, that's there. That's already on. Even with my poor attempt at yanking the starter, it burst into life. I started cautiously with some bamboo before moving onto a bay branch. This one was fighting back a bit because it was bow-shaped. Also, I was being a bit cautious because I didn't want to get my hands chopped off. Once I felt confident with it, I was on the hunt to find more things to destroy. As it turns out, much of the dead willow tree was still unprocessed, so I didn't have far to search. I was having so much fun, I knew I would be logging in overtime. I thank you. This machine is tremendously efficient. Fun fact, the wood chipper was invented by Peter Jensen in 1884 in Germany and has been making garden clearance jobs easier ever since. Even the Hulk would be envious of my big green chopper. I'm about as pleased as I could possibly be with a tool. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I wasn't trying to push its limit, but I was putting fairly thick branches in there. This is 7 horsepower of demon. And I've got a barrow full of wood chippings now, which is good. I have a feeling that I'm going to have several tons of wood chippings before long, because I can't keep everything as kindling. There's just too much. The barn's still, it's nearly the end of winter and the barn's still mostly full of wood. And we were trying to use it up because a lot of it's old and we've got more to put in there. We'll be mulching every bit of soil that we can find, I should think. Have lovely paths. I am super happy with this. I should go and do some real work in the chateau, the important stuff. This week we were visited by a film crew from Channel 4's Chateau DIY, and we had a productive and busy weekend filming for a future season of the show. Dom and Josh, I'm sure you won't have time to watch this video, but you were both a pleasure to work with. We hope we see you again soon. If you've enjoyed this video, please show your support by clicking like, subscribe and the little alert bell if you'd like to know when our new videos are available to watch. Cheerio!